Hi guys, welcome to my channel where we talk about everything from tech to films and all the fun stuff in between. Guys, now that I've been using the AirPods for a couple of months, let's dig in and see if you must spend over £130 for these disposable earbuds. I will get to that disposable part later in this video. But before proceeding, please do subscribe to this channel as it will help a new YouTuber like me a lot. Now, there is no denying the fact that the AirPods have become the most iconic in-ear headphones on planet Earth. Similar to that white wired Apple earbuds or the iPod or the iPhone, they are just everywhere, from teens to office workers to celebs to sport athletes. And why not, as they are really the first of their kind. Don't get me wrong here, wireless headphones did exist before AirPods, but they were either over-the-head headphones or still had wire connecting both the left and the right earbuds. You have to give Apple credit when it's due really, as this was one of the first ones to make both the earbuds disconnected and then add a chip which will help in easy pairing, and then a case which can store, charge and recharge your AirPods without being connected to a charging cable. I remember walking into this Bose showroom once, and the salesperson said that Bose is going to release true wireless in-ear headphones similar to the Apple ones very soon. Note those words, similar to the Apple ones. After the AirPods, everyone jumped ship. We had Sony, Bose, Samsung, Google, and even Chinese replicas flooding the market. And yes guys, I did do my research. The Apple AirPods were truly the first of its kind. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. And here's a fact, Apple's revenue on just the AirPods, this is just the AirPods and not anything else which they sell. Do you know what it is? Do you have any guesses? It is actually over $4 billion. It's billion with a B. To put this into perspective, Uber, the cab company which we all use, their entire revenue for 2018 was about $11 billion US. And Apple's AirPod category alone made $4 billion. That is how successful this product really is. And yes, every other manufacturer wanted a piece of that billion-dollar pie, so literally everyone released their own version of AirPods. Let's look at a few wireless earbuds before Apple. I here have the Jaybirds, and the other one I can't even remember the name here, but these sporty ones. See, they always had wires connecting between the earbuds, and Jaybirds did eventually release a battery pack to hold charge, but I'm not sure if this was a post-AirPods move. Coming back to the AirPods design, it was really iconic and path-breaking. See, wireless over-the-ear headphones did exist, and well, considering the design, you could say that they don't have any wires, but they were so uncomfortable to wear. I tried watching the movie Interstellar using one, and in 20 minutes my ears were sweaty and I felt like I was watching the movie wearing a helmet. Then the Jaybird ones. It still felt like wired for me, as this inline mic only weighed it down and the wire still caught here and there and pulled the earbuds out of my ears many times. And then the Apple ones. The best thing about them is that they're so comfortable to wear in your ears that you could almost forget that you are even wearing them in the first place. True, this happened. I was browsing the phone and my partner was sleeping beside me. Not realizing that the AirPods were already paired with my iPad, I switched to the iPad and clicked play on a movie on Netflix, and the volume was max. Sound just bursted through, and I thought I almost woke her up and quickly pressed the volume all the way down, only to realize that the sound was coming through the AirPods. See, the absence of the cables and the comfort with which they provide when they are in your ears make these truly magical. It feels like the sound is in the air all around you. You really got to test them out using these Dolby Atmos demo videos on YouTube. You'll see how sound just floats in the air all above you. And all this makes the AirPods truly amazing. Then that charging case. The pods themselves gives you about 4 to 5 hours of battery life, enough for a lengthy Peter Jackson's Middle-earth saga movie. And then the case gives you an extra 24 hours of battery life. What is more remarkable is that 15 minutes of putting your 0% AirPods into the charging case gives you 3 hours of listening time. You can almost make it through the Return of the King if you skip the titles and the multiple endings, that is. Sorry about using so many Lord of the Rings responses, it's just that the movies were too lengthy. I did love them, but they were too lengthy. So this brilliant battery boost in such a short time period works wonders. This entire package makes it so delightful to carry around. I mean, look at this. I used to carry around the wire earpods before, and there is really no comparison. This whole case of the AirPods is almost the size of a dental floss box, and it is a dream to carry around with you. I also need to mention how satisfyingly the pods snap into position into their slots and the way the lid closes with a gentle click. I could keep doing this all day long. So far so good, right? Alas, nothing is perfect. Let's see the downsides of the AirPods. First and the biggest issue is that one size fits all approach. See, back when the earpods were introduced with iPhone 5 and Johnny Ive's video explaining the nonsense of ear shapes and the thought process of the new design, I was super impressed and super hyped, only to be confronted by the new shaped buds which didn't stay in my ear. Seriously, one shape doesn't fit all. The earpods never snugly stayed in my ears, and that is why I never bothered with the AirPods. I think Apple also realized this, and years later they made AirPods Pro with different size tips. But seeing so many use the AirPods, I was curious, and what better time to try them out than when the product hits Gen 2, right? And I knew I could get these tips that make them stay in your ears. So firstly, when I put them in my ears, they stayed. Not snugly, but they never fell out till now. I wore them and went shopping, running. I did the usual household chores, and they stayed in my ears. I actually was afraid that they would slip and fall in the sink or the bin, but thankfully it did not happen till now. I even tried the wiggle your head test with them, and they still stayed. I then tried the silicone tips made by a company called DamonLight. This brand was even featured in the Telegraph website. The tips were a pain to get it on. I ripped the first one right away, and then once they were on, the AirPods do fit in the charging case with the tips on, but they really did nothing to the fit, at least for me, as for some it really worked, it seems. So I don't use them. What I do use is a silicone case for the AirPods from the same brand, and I would really recommend them as it prevents your shiny, slippery AirPods case from scratching. Then the second issue is the sound quality. When I mentioned how other brands followed suit and made their own version of the AirPods, most of them also made those versions sound better. The sound quality of the AirPods is better than that of the EarPods, but again, there is no match for my 2-year-old Jaybird Freedoms with its custom equalizer setting app. Then it's the integration with iOS. This is really perfect than most Bluetooth options, but switching them in between your iPad and your iPhone is not that seamless. You must go into the control center and select them by clicking on the music shortcut, as just opening the case will not pair them. This is not going to be an issue if you are just going to use the AirPods with one device, or if that switch is between your Apple Watch and your iPhone, as this is again pretty seamless. Hope Apple adds iPad seamless switch as well via some software update in the future. And finally, let's get to that disposable part. See, every gadget has got an expiry date. Usually this is a couple of years, and almost certainly everybody would switch to a newer device by then or get the battery replaced. But what if this date is just 2 years? We all know the fact that everything that has a battery has got an expiry date, as batteries lose their ability to hold charge. Even a 50,000 pound Tesla Model 3 has got 10-year battery expiry date. Saying that, my iPad 2, bought back in 2011, still holds charge like a champ. Maybe I didn't drain it that much, as iPads usually have long-lasting charge cycles. But with the AirPods, this is about 2 years. And again, this depends on your usage. Some people who use the AirPods every day reported that it was not holding charge after 2 years of usage. And if you don't use it so much, then think they might last a little longer. I do not keep the AirPods in my ears all the time, but I do use it for 2 to 3 hours daily. You guys need to stick with me for the coming years in order to know what the real answer for that question is, right? But okay, battery not holding charge, which means it's time to replace the batteries, right? Same as how you do it with your iPhone or your iPad. Go to the Apple Store or any other third-party reseller and get it replaced for a cost. The same does not apply to the AirPods here. See, because of that custom design and the battery case, there is no way to replace the batteries without completely destroying the unit. You can check AirPods teardown videos on YouTube and see it for yourself. Even Apple hasn't got some magical ability to replace those batteries, so they will happily chuck them into the mouth of their shredding robot and give you new ones for £45. Wish this was £45 for the complete set, but hey, you're talking about Apple here. It's £45 per piece, so left AirPod £45, right AirPod £45, and the case £45. Okay, Amazon sells this less, and during discount season you can get them cheaper. So what is the point of paying Apple more when you can just buy them cheaper? Hence, I use the term disposable. Wish Apple made AirPods with easy battery replacement option and maybe charge like £50-60 for replacing the complete battery set. Guys, the same thing holds true in the AirPods Pro as well. So when it's time to check them in the bin, you lose a little more money than the standard AirPods. So with all this, would I still recommend them? The answer is yes, if you are with iOS. They truly are the first of its kind, and the comfort and the quality is simply unbeatable. Sound is pretty decent as well, and that feeling of sound coming all over you is just brilliant. Just see if you can get discounts so it won't hurt as much when it's time to check them into the bin. See, I got mine brand new for a very good price from a main UK retailer on Black Friday. So do shop around during discount season to make it really worth it. Also, the first gen AirPods might still be cheaper from third-party resellers. You lose out on the newer chip in the second gen, which helps with pairing, and the extra hour of battery life, but the sound and overall quality is still the same. The second gen has an option to come with the wireless charging case as well, but you can get just the case on its own and use it with the first gen as well. The price difference of the AirPods Generation 2 with the normal case and the wireless case is about £50-60 on Apple's website and maybe about £35 on Amazon. I personally didn't go for the wireless case. I don't use wireless charging as my main charging option. But if you do use that, then by all means go for the wireless case. So guys, that's it. That's my take on the AirPods. Hope this video helps you in making the right decision. Please do comment down below and let me know your thoughts, and please do subscribe. And as always, thanks a lot for staying until the end. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.